YouTube, Nashville back in this thing, yo. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. We about to hop right into this thing. Yo, wish list for 2K18. We need changes, yo. We need changes. And before I hop into these the wish list, let's talk about how they even got to the point where they just been so stagnant over the last couple years. It's just been ridiculous. Everybody knows why. Freaking live fell off. When live fell off, 2K just started getting comfortable, and they pretty much did whatever they want to. They didn't have to fight for customers no more. They didn't have to fight for purchases. They knew they was the only basketball game on the shelves, so they didn't have to make as many changes. If you think back when Live was dominant, yo, Live 05 was my favorite game, yo. Live 05 was my favorite game because they had the All-Star game. That junk was hot. The control of the dribbling, ridiculous on that game. It was, that right there was Live's peak to me. And then 2K6 came out, and 2K just made so much innovation right there that there was nothing I could do but pick up 2K at that time. Like, if you was still playing Live, you was in the archaeology time. I'm talking about you was out there playing Live with the dinosaurs. 2K had just changed the game with their graphics, with their commentary, with their what would it be called? With their freaking presentation. That's the word. Golly, I can't even speak. But their presentation of the game was just ridiculous. Like, it was such an innovation that we had to pick it up. And every year they started making better improvements, making the game more appealing to us. And Live was on the D end, 2K was on the S end. And then Live fell off. And ever since then, 2K been stagnant because they ain't got no competition. It's the same thing, if you think about the same thing that happened with Madden. Madden first came out. Matter of fact, Madden been dominant damn near their whole career. Madden always been dominant. But in 2005, when ESPN 2K5 came out, boy, that football game was greatness itself. Greatness personified was ESPN 2K5. The presentation in that game now, yo, it was like we was really watching ESPN. They had halftime, they had post game, they had freaking dude from ESPN. What's the dude name? Chris something? Boomer, whatever. They had him on there. Like, they really took the time to go into the game and make the presentation flawless. And now we're here, NBA 2K18, and we can't get the same presentation that they had back in 2005. The same innovations they was making back then, they don't want to make those kind of innovations anymore. But we sit here with wishful thinking, hoping that one day they will make a change. Hoping that one day all the little black boys and all the little white boys will sit here and glorify in the presence that is 2K when they make a change and have us stand up and say 2K is back, 2K is back. Thank God Almighty 2K is back. Because we need something. So here's going to be my wish list real quick for what I want to see in 2K. Or what I want to see 2K do. Number one, as always, I always say this. What is it? Servers. We've been playing with the same damn servers since y'all came out. Since y'all created y'all game, y'all had the same servers. It's time to make a change. It's time to improve. I know you got the money. We funded you the money. I was seeing y'all on the rise, yo. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the money to make this servers right. Just do it. Like Nike said, just do it. That's all we looking for. That's our biggest gripe with your game is the servers. If y'all can do something about that, yo, half of our complaints, 50% of our complaints will drop. I'm telling you that. That's number one. Number two, defense. It gotta be better. It has to be better. 2K has always been offensively dominated for as long as the game's been out. And we saw that offensive dominance when Posterizer, when they first introduced Posterizer, yo, the game was, you can really clearly tell the game was offensively dominated. But now it's a new time, a new era. We got players like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, people like that, two-way players dominating or making a scene in the NBA. And now I think it's the same. We need to do the same thing in 2K. We shouldn't be forced to just be a lockdown defender if we want to play defense. We should be able to play defense. You know what I'm saying? Defense should just be an intricate part of your game. It should already be in the game. Just as much as y'all love offense, y'all gotta love defense. Just as important as offense is, defense is just as important. So y'all gotta key in and focus on defense just as much as y'all focus on offense. That'll balance out the game and make it that much more playable for us, the consumers. Number 3, you gotta get back to sim. This game is too animation based now. It's crazy. Everything you do leads to an animation. Everything you do. Any dribble move, any shot, any Euro step, any defensive push or whatever, it all leads to an animation. We gotta get back to a point where we were the controllers of the character. Of course, you had little animations that kind of guided you to make it look realistic, but there shouldn't be animations that dictate what I can do on the court. For example, if I get knocked down, I want my player hustling to get back on defense. If I get knocked down on here now, my player is taking like 10 seconds to get up off the court, get up off the floor. You gotta give me back my freedom. And last but not least for this video, if we could get new parks, yeah. If we could get new parks, that would be greatness. If y'all could somehow incorporate real life parks like Rucker Park and Venice Beach into the game, that would be hotness. Now I'm not saying you got to go out there and get the licensing to have the exact park in there. You can make the park different, but if we could see the inspiration of those parks, that would be hot. You know what I'm saying? We can see, like, I see where y'all were going with this design. We know what it is, but that's not what it is. We know in our mind though. That would be fire. I'm tired of seeing the same same parks. So we gotta make some changes, man. I'm looking forward to 2K. Let's go.